Can you hear me now? Okay, you see me? Okay. I've got it over here on something else. Okay, thank you. I've got it on something else. I didn't hang that YouTube up. Oh, well, that's great. Like I said, I'm still not computer savvy enough to figure this stream out without messing it up every time. So, how's everybody doing tonight? I'm a little late. I made a video a while ago and put it out. I went to Kroger's and I went to sleep after the stream this morning, and I slept to 2 o'clock and something. Hey Patsy, how are you? Thank you. Timber Hill Crafts and Beauty, how are you doing? I'm doing just fine. Good. I'm doing great. I'm sorry I got all this messed up. I don't know how many I've got in here. I hadn't got a regular YouTube thing up. I've got in my back office of YouTube. Uh, it's coming out. Uh, okay. uh, you see, okay, Wendy. Thank you. Uh, like I said, I'm in my back office. Uh, on events, and yeah, I I don't know what I've done wrong, but I've got y'all now, but it ain't on. It's in my back office running it. Hey, good evening, Six Acres. How you doing this evening? Thank all of y'all for coming in. I'm sorry I've got all this messed up, but I'm here, but I'm in the wrong place. But at least I got you. Yeah. So, okay. And like I said, I need to go to school to learn how to do this live stream. I can get Google Hangout, uh, but then I don't know how to get back to YouTube. So I hope to goodness I can get this straightened out where I can get. Because it makes it bad when on my videos posted on my channel. I've got 2 or 3 tries on tries on trying to get onto it. Well, well, thank you. I got I was gonna make that. I was late getting out. It was. I said that it was 9 o'clock on that video I made. It was 7 when I got home. But I went to Kroger's and got the stuff. I'm gonna make that barbecue meatloaf, and I was gonna do it today, but then it was so late when I got home. I said, "Well, I'll try making it in the morning." I may live stream it, trying to make it, and it just I appreciate all of y'all hanging in there with me. Does it show how many I've got now? I hadn't got the. It says uh, I've got 8. I've got I've got the stats up here. Uh, average live. I've been going for 2 minutes. Uh, and I got one total hour already, and eight people. So, oh, well, sleep in between things I do. Now, like I said, I went to sleep after my stream this morning, and I woke up at 2, and didn't mean to sleep that long because I was just going to take me a short nap and get ready and go to the grocery store. And when I got up, I wasted the day sleeping. My health is still in pretty good shape, Wendy. I do good. It's just my legs just about played out on me. Yeah, I've had surgery on both of them, so uh, I get around okay. It just can't. I can't go very far. And but can y'all still hear me? But I sit around here a few minutes. Oh, hello, Charlene. How are you doing? I'm so glad you're here. Okay, good. Thank you, Wendy. Uh, I don't even know what I've done wrong and how in the world I ever got it to work on in my back office of YouTube. Thank you, Six Acres. Thank you very much. And I just hope y'all had a blessed Sunday. Uh, Cause I stay up a lot at night and I can't sleep. And then if I do go to sleep in the daytime, I've wasted a day. And I had to come home in the dark uh, and get my groceries in out of the car, and I had to put them on the step in the garage coming up in the house before I could get them up in the house. And I had to bring in 2 or 3 bags at a time and just set them up there, and then push them out of the way so I can get in the back door of into the kitchen. I wished I had a house that didn't have but one step to get up in. You doing all right, Charlene? So you must. I love to fish, Charlene. I don't ever catch anything, but I like to try. There goes another siren. The main street is over a couple of main street here in town's over a couple of streets here. So I don't know whether they was after somebody or it was an ambulance or something. My face looks pink, but I thought about getting me a one of those little white umbrellas and putting it through in front of the uh, light. Well, I like to go fishing. It's restful. Uh, it's restful and peaceful when you're out there fishing, and whether I catch anything or not, I'd like to try. Like I said, my son catches catfish down here at the river that goes through town, and I sit down there with him, and I can't catch nothing. It is relaxing, Timber Hill. It is really. It calms your nerves just sitting there in nature. Here a couple of years ago, my son and daughter-in-law and grandson went fishing out the lake here in the county, and he took his grill, and we had hamburgers. We cooked hamburgers on the grill, and I'd made some stuff to take with us, and made some fudge, and we sat out there and ate and grilled it, and then we fished, and it was so pleasant. Now, about 40 years ago, I was went fishing into one of the lakes, and I went with somebody else, and I don't know what I was, but we were in a school of crappie. Every time I throwed my line out there, I got a fish. And the person I was with didn't want to leave, and it's getting dark. I was getting so many. Uh, but that's the only good time I had good luck fishing. And and they almost was ready to jump in the boat. So I've never had that much luck again. But we must have been sitting right on top of a school of fish, and they were pretty good size too. I've got a lag. I put my earphones in uh, for my sound, and I could hear myself talking on there, and I've got a lag. So, but I was a lot younger then. Uh, I was dating a guy and he loved to fish, and we rented a boat out there on that lake, and we'd sit out there just about that. Well, I think we got out there about dinner time and sit out there, and he had a cooler, and he brought a cooler with him and filled up that cooler with fish, and he took them home with him. But he was wanting to go home, and I didn't want to leave. But we finally had to give it up. But I'll be glad when it warms up. Well, it was 60 something degrees here today. I'm telling you, I said it's something. I told my daughter, I talked to her uh, this evening before. I think yeah, it was after. That's the reason I was late getting to the store. I was talking to her, but I woke up late. It is 52 degrees here now, and it got up to 68 today while I was talking to her this evening. I said, well, spring has come early, and I got my light bill, and it was way up. It was more $100 more than it was the last time. But we had a cold spell there for a while, and it was cold. And then it warmed back up. Yeah, it was warm. That was unusual. Uh, but I think uh, the weather from the Gulf Coast is, filling up this part, and then we'll have a cold snap come through. It can be warm one day, next day be freezing. But I hadn't looked at the weather today to see what the weather's going to be tomorrow. But I'm sure it's going to turn cold before spring gets here. It's a little over 2 months away till spring. So, what all of y'all been doing today? I've been sleeping. Yeah, it was. How many have I got in here now? I've got 10. Okay, all right. I've got 10 in here. I have to. I'm still in my back office of where you go to schedule events. But I've got down below where you go in to schedule events in YouTube. Uh, I don't know how in the world I done it, but I did. I'm used to that screen being, all of it there, and y'all are. Well, I'm going to take you a picture for this. I have no idea what I've done. But that's what it looks like. I don't know. I've got, I've got a lag. Wait, but it looks funny. If I got it crooked, well, fiddlesticks. I hope y'all can see that. But I'll show you. Uh, that's what it looks like. I have no idea what. Like I said, I still don't know what I've done. Oh, you made cookies? It's down to 26 degrees and 23. Where you at? Oh, you playing on your phone. Uh, you made cookies with your grandson. Let him take them home. Yeah, if in Tennessee, if you don't like the weather we got, just wait a day or two. It'll change. Sometimes it changes minute to minute. Yeah. Okay. You're in Maryland, uh, Timber Hillcrafts. Well, and my stats are changing. Uh, I've got I don't know how many I got in here. Does it show how many I've got? The peak up. It says the peak uh, uh, current is 10, so I don't know how many I've got. It don't show how many's in here. It's just the oddest thing I've ever seen. But I appreciate all y'all coming in. Thank y'all very much. You see 9. Okay. It changes. Because 8. Okay. I, I I can do just about anything I want to with the computer. But this live stream, if they didn't have that Google, I wish I didn't have that Google Hangout I had to get into first, and I could go right into YouTube to be all right. But it says Google up here on my screen. It shows I'm in Google Hangout, but it it says I've been going 5 minutes and something. So I'm gonna have to rethink how I do this. Oh, yeah. Hey, Gramps. How are you doing today or tonight? Yeah. Tennessee weather, it changes from 1 hour one day or next day. And back when I was little, we were on Thanksgiving Day. I was small, but I remember it was so warm. We was outside, and me and my mom and daddy and my little brother was outside, and we got up the next morning with the biggest snow on the ground, and it changed overnight. And back then we didn't have TV, so we didn't get the weather report. And we had a old timey phone, is like one of them on the wall, and you crank it and said bring it on the line or whatever. We didn't have a dial. I'm tired, but we'll be better tomorrow. I'm sorry. But like I said, I slept several hours today, and I hate to do that because I had planned on getting a lot done today, and when I sat down, I was gone. When I was working, I always had an alarm to wake me up, and I had to get up. I had to sleep, and I slept better when I was working. I had a regular schedule when I had to be at work. But being at home and knowing I don't have to get out and go anywhere or and be at a place at a certain time, but I can sit down and watch TV and wake and go to sleep and miss what I was wanting to watch, which it didn't make any difference. But I would like to, if I'm going to watch a show, I'd like to find out what happened. But I put out that I made a video on that grocery haul. It didn't. It wasn't but 2 minutes long. But I'm going to make that barbecue meatloaf tomorrow. and it's got barbecue in it and some other stuff. But I got my recipe out and got what I needed to go in it. I had everything except the hamburger meat and the barbecue, I think. And I got the Baby Ray. But if y'all looked at the video, you saw the barbecue sauce I got. I had bought some barbecue uh, and I cooked with it. I think I made a video with it. I think, but I didn't have enough left of it to even uh, finish out this recipe. Yeah, it says been going 6 minutes. Does it say what does it show? How many I got in here now? Can you tell me? It just says I had 10 at the peak performance. It's got the stats on it up there, but it don't tell me how many I've got it at the time I look at it. Oh. But I thought I didn't know I'd scheduled the video to go out at a certain time. I thought I was, that's how much I know. I thought I just had it up in case, and I went off doing something else. And when I came back, Wendy was wanting to know if I was all right. And she said she couldn't see me. So before I get do any more video live streams, I've got to learn what I'm doing instead of getting it mixed up. Somebody said they're going to do away with that Google Hangout. I wish they'd go ahead and do it now. I think somebody said it's 2020, but I want it gone now because I don't know how to get out of Google Hangout and get back to YouTube. Do y'all know how to do it? Uh, and I was trying to split the screen and I couldn't. And I minimized it to the bottom, and I thought, well, YouTube will be up behind it, but it wasn't. I the peak recurrent occurrence is at 11, so I don't know if that's the total I've got now or not. It says I've got 3 hours viewing time. That's the oddest thing I've ever seen. Okay. You still see 8? Okay. Hey, Kurt, how you doing? So glad you got to come in. I can see the chat fine, but it's nothing like what I what I had before. And this is the it. I scroll down up. Oh, well, good. I'm doing just fine, Kurt. Thank you for asking. I'm doing great. So I hope you. Oh, okay. Uh, Google Hangouts made it so that you can have someone else to be on with you, but you are still good with YouTube. Uh, I have never even been in Google Hangouts before. Uh, I never had a reason to go into it. But it in the back office it shows you can either do. Oh, you hadn't been live on your computer for a while. Okay. I can do a lot with my. Oh, okay. It connects with Google Hangout connects with Facebook. I've never. Yeah, it'll show up all right. It's just in my back office. Uh, I've got my YouTube thing here down here. Uh, where you down in the right hand corner where you can click on it and subscribe it. But I've got on the left hand corner at the top, I've got Google. And I don't remember having Google up there when I was on YouTube. But I'm in YouTube back office. That's what's got me puzzled. Okay. 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 Wendy, I'm in Pig Patsy. Okay. Hey, no guts, no glory. Hi, sweetheart. How y'all doing? Have a You have a great night too. Oh, I watch No Guts and No Glory. She has a hot lot of uh, hauls. If y'all would, she's got a good channel. So if y'all want to watch her channel, and her and her husband do a good job. I watch just about everything they put out, but they do a lot of haul videos. But I've got I support her channel, and I've hit that little bell so I'll get notified whenever she's got a video coming out. Wait till you invite other people to the. How do I invite other people to the chat, Grandpa? Pa? Oh, but I thank you, no guts, no glory, for coming in. Thank you very much. Uh, I, I, uh, I'm still learning YouTube. I have, like I said, last Tuesday was the first time I done my um live stream, because I'd always go to other people's live streams and watch them. And I was just playing around with live stream when I found out I could have uh, to get it before I could get to before I ever reached 1,000 supporters. So I was playing around with it and wound up. I wound up on you on live stream. I do things by accident a lot. I don't even. Well, I'm not even a regular. I'm on a regular YouTube uh, live stream video. Like I said, it come up in my back office. I've got YouTube, and I've got the Creative Studio over here. Then I've got the live streaming. I've got it highlighted. I'm up to 4 hours view time. Uh, uh, it's giving me a running total of my stats on it. Like I said, this is odd. I'm not smart. After I learn something, I'm all right. But it takes me a while to figure things out. but it is confusing. Yeah, I watched his video, Patsy. That's how I figured out how to get on a live stream. He went step by step. But I need to watch it again. I may have missed something because I'd write it down every step he said do. I wrote it down. Uh, and he said his because he don't live too far from me. He said him and his wife may come and see me sometimes. If they do, I'm going to let him show me how to do that. Because him and his wife about not too much older than my children are. And I went to vocational school for 4 years, several nights a week to learn the computer. But I didn't take no lessons on the internet. I just yeah, that would be. Hey, Allie, how are you? Oh, thank you, Allie. Yeah, I'm so glad you popped in before you go to bed. And well, thank you very much. Hello. I hope you've had a good day, Allie. Okay. Maybe because I watched some of his live streams. I could ask him uh, how you invite people. Maybe I need to Google it. I, I'm sure uh, if I put in search on YouTube, it would show me. Yeah. So I may. I think he got. Oh, that sounds good. A roast beef and cabbage. Yeah, I went to sleep after my live stream this morning. I didn't wake up till after 2 o'clock this evening, and I was going to go to the grocery store and make my barbecue meatloaf. And I went to the store. It was late though. Hey, Goat, how are you? You doing all right? Thank you for coming in. I hope you've had a good day, Goat. I hope you didn't sleep the day away like I did. But I'm ready to go tonight. But I want to go back to sleep tonight, and so I can be up tomorrow. You have. Oh, that sounds good, Grandpa. You had a good day. Yeah. But I went to Kroger's and got my groceries after I would have got there sooner, but my daughter called from Pennsylvania, and we talked a little while. Then I got up and got ready and cleaned up and went on. And I got gas. Gas down here is $1.87 a gallon, and I got it at Kroger's, and I used my membership card, and I got a few cents off a gallon of it. I think I paid $1.85 for it. It didn't cost me but 20 something dollars to fill it all the way up, and I was almost empty. And when the gas was higher, it would cost me 30 something dollars to fill it up. I felt like I saved $10 or $12 today just filling it up because I don't have to. I don't get out and go much, and gas when I do fill it up, it'll last me a good while. Now I'm here in my town. I'm 26 miles south of Murfreesboro. Uh, now I'm 30 something miles. Only I'm 18 miles from Tullahoma, and then Manchester's north of Tullahoma. So Hey, hi, good evening, Life with Linda. How you doing? Thank you so much for coming. That meatloaf and scalloped potatoes sounds good. I hadn't had any scalloped potatoes in a while. Do you get a mix for scalloped potatoes, or do you do it from scratch? Uh, Paul, Gramps Paul. I've never tried making cheese. I just buy when I need cheese. I buy it. I bought some shredded cheese to make that squash casserole for Christmas. Oh, you over? Okay, yeah. Well, I'm over here on the other side of Tullahoma. I'm between Tullahoma and Unionville. Oh, you made them from scratch. Okay, I've never made them from scratch. Okay, so you're not too far from me. You're between Tullahoma and Winchester. It was real good. I put, like I said, the recipe that I had for scalloped potatoes. I mean, squash casserole didn't have the mushroom soup in it, but I put mushroom soup in it, and it was so good. Hey, Rosanna, how you doing? Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate all of y'all so much. Let's see. It says I've been going 7 minutes and a half. Uh, have I got 12 in here now? It says a peak recurrence. It's giving me a running total on the stats here. Uh, it's telling me how many I had 12 in there at one time. It don't tell me what I've got in there now. You have family in Manchester. I've used. It's been a long time since I even made scalloped potatoes, but I bought the mix. You know, when you get a box and then you add what something. But scalloped potatoes is good. Okay, it says 12. Okay, thank you, Life and Linda. I hope Rosanna. I hope you had a great day today. Oh, I love homemade bread. Back when my children was young, I made homemade bread, and oh, it was so good, and it smelled so good in the house. I've got a recipe for homemade bread, but I make a lot of banana bread and stuff like that. I've got a recipe for gingerbread, and I've got the molasses and the ginger and everything to make it. So I'll make that one day and do a video on it. But I used to make ginger when I was sitting at the up at the market 20 something years ago. I'd make stuff, and I made gingerbread and put them in little loaf pans. I've got 9 little loaf pans, and make them and sell them. I'd sell every one of them. Oh, that sounds so good. I've got evaporated milk, and I've got the garlic, and uh, I've got the sharp cheddar cheese that's grated up. I haven't got any Swiss cheese but oh, that sounds good. I'll have to get me a recipe because I like to. I've never. No, I've never used maple flavoring instead of vanilla. 6 acres. I bet that would be good. I know I like garlic and everything. I bought a jar of garlic that's already crushed up and everything, and I bought it and it's in the refrigerator, and I use garlic out of it. Matter of fact, one of the recipes I was going to use to cook with it has garlic in it, and I usually use garlic like that. I used to buy the garlic and crush it up. You only sometimes make food from scratch, but with only two people eating, wind up with leftovers. Well, I have leftovers because if I cook, I can't eat it all, and I'll put it in a little bowl and put it in the freezer. If I'm going to eat it the next day, I just put it in a bowl and cover it up and put it in the refrigerator. I know it's hard just to cook with for one, Rosanna. You cook too much and you just can't cook a little bit. But when I do cook, I make spaghetti and make a bunch of it, and then I eat part of it, and the rest of them I put them in little bowls with the little lids on it and put it in the freezer. And then I've got something to eat for several days down the road. Oh, you grow? When do you grow garlic every year? Well, so you don't have to buy yours. That's just like it grows in the ground just like onions do. And I love to cook better than anything. That's the reason when my family comes to eat, I'm just in hog heaven. I get to cook all that food. Now one night I cooked me in my air fryer. I cooked me French fries and a hamburger steak, and it was so good. And I just made enough for that one meal. Okay, I'm glad you're back, Goat. Welcome back. Hey, Sylvia, how you doing? You doing okay? Did you have a good day today, Sylvia? Well, good. I'm glad it turned out real good. I'm doing fine, Sylvia. I've been blessed. I've really been blessed. Well, good. I'm glad you're doing fine. But I thank you for coming and sharing some time with me and the rest of us. I'm just so glad you're here. Oh, I bet that is good, Ellie. Green Bay Wack is live, and uh, FPUSA Studios live. Is it? I've never grew any garden. I've never gardened much. Mom and Daddy had a garden. I know it's garlic is good. It's beneficial, beneficial to you, and onions are too. Oh, I bet that's good. They have a lot of live streaming. Uh, like I said, I got this one up ready to go, but I didn't think I had it ready to go. I didn't know I had it scheduled to go out at a certain time. Yeah, I hadn't eaten today. No, I did. I ate a couple of pieces of pizza I had left over from yesterday. I ate that early this morning, but I haven't had anything to eat the rest of the day. All right, you you have you tell him I said hi. I go in his live streams. I like that. And I go in Peter's PUSA and that PUSA studio there up in Canada. But I thank you for coming in, and thank you. Yeah, I ordered a pizza yesterday evening from Domino's, and I ate part of it, and then later on last night when I was still up, I ate another piece. And I had two pieces left this morning. I just get a medium sized one, and I ate both of those early this morning. Matter of fact, as soon as I got through in my live stream this morning, I ate that, and then I sat down and went to sleep. I like the Domino's extravaganza pizzas also. They've got everything on them. I don't order them as much as I do the cheese pizzas. And we've got Papa John's here in town. And I've gone there several times and get a large, the works, and it's got onions on it. Oh my gosh, that is so good. Oh, I bet that's good, Grandpa. That sounds so good. May have to try that. I've got olive oil. It says I've got 15. Is that what I've got in here now? I've got a running stats. I don't. Uh, I don't need 9 minutes and 9.5 minutes. It's what I see, and it says I have 8 hours total viewing time. Yeah, okay, there you are. Oh, it makes it sweet when you bake it. It says 13 minutes or 13 people. Okay, thank you. Bye, Wendy. Well, I'm going to sign out now. Have a good night. Thank you for coming, Wendy. I appreciate you hanging there with me till I got this mess straightened out. You have a good night, Wendy. Thank you very much. I appreciate every one of you. I cherish every one of you. I really do. I You're an old cook, Grandpa Paul. I'm 77. I'll soon be 78. Oh, Wendy left a heart. I've been cooking over 60 years, so about 65, I guess. And I've just, when I had a family, when I was growing my kids, I enjoyed cooking. Uh, you'd never made a chef. Like I said, I've told y'all before, I don't do nothing fancy. I'm just a plain country girl that cooks like my mama did. And I cook pork chops and fry them, and they're so good. I'm going to try the. I got pork chops this evening, but I'm going to try putting season them up and put seasoning on them and put them in the air fryer and see how good. Now the steak I made, it was absolutely delicious. I'm gonna see pork chops cooks up good in that too. And I bought just a pack and it had 4 pork chops in there. So, but sometimes I'll get pork chops and get a whole big pack of them and put each one in a sandwich bag and put it in the freezer. And that way, and I can put now people. I've seen cast iron videos and taking care of them. I've got 2 cast iron skillets, and when I get through cooking in it and wash it, I put oil in it and then take a paper towel and rub that on there, so it uh, and season it again. I do that every time I use it, and it just shines. And I saw several people that goes to yard sales or has all these old skillets and cast iron, and they'll put them in the oven and bake them, and that stuff that's cooked out on it, it will loosen it up, and then you can brush it off, and he'll season it with oil and put it back in the oven to bake again. Makes them beautiful. Yeah, you, Grandpa Paul, you make a video for and show us how you do it. Now the skillets I had, I didn't have to cook the stuff off of them. It wasn't that much on the outside. I used to go to yard sales. Uh, that's how I got started going to yard sales. Started going to, yeah, the flea markets, and I went to one yard sale, and I got a skillet, a brand new big skillet for a quarter. That was the best buy I ever got. I wish they'd had more, and it was a good skillet. I, s- my daddy bought that off of me before I ever when I got to the house. Yes. Now when I make my old fashioned fudge, I cook it in my skillet, iron skillet. That's what they said. Because the paper towels probably leave little bits of the paper towels on there, but I didn't have an old towel or a shirt or anything to do it. But the next time I do that, I won't use my paper towel. Because if you take care, you have 3 skillets. My goodness. I know the one I've got now, a little one, is old. But I've got another one, a big one, and I can't hardly lift it. It's so heavy. That my son got me a few years ago. And I could use that to make my candy, the old fashioned fudge. It's recipes on the back of the chocolate cocoa bars. Yeah, they do. If you take care of it, they'll last. Those iron skillets and ironware will last forever. If you take care of them, they'll last forever. It ain't like these pans. Oh my goodness, two or where's where is that? Well, I don't know what brand mine are. I've never really looked at the bottom of it. But Cracker Barrel, I think, sells skillets over there too. But I don't. It's a famous brand they sell, but I can't remember what it is. I've seen people on videos that it's got it at Cracker Barrel. Cracker Barrel's got a lot of good stuff. It says I've been on here 10 minutes. It seems like it's been more than that. Average live view. Oh, that's the average live view duration that anybody's been on. Okay. So I don't even, it don't show how long I've been on here. Like I said, this is the oddest thing. Yeah, Lodge. That's the name of it. The Lodge. I think it's what the. Uh, I think that's what Cracker Barrel sells is a Lodge. I think so. Oh, it says 56 minutes. Okay. Well, I thought I got to looking because the stats are up here at the top. I have to scroll up. It says 10 minutes, and I said I know it's been longer than that. Is it made in Tennessee? What town is it made in, Grandpa Paul? Do you know where the factory is? I just wonder if they've got a store at that factory and they sell it out of the front end of it. I guess I could Google that and find out. Because if it was close by and I went to it and they had a little store, I'd go in there and buy me a. I would like to have another a pot about that tall. uh, I've got a big old yeah, I've got a lag up there right there. It's about 30 seconds lag because I'm watching myself up here, and if I put my earplugs in, I could hear it me talking. Oh, okay. I would love to go in there and see that. I may have to take a day trip one day. Hey, Quinn Lord. Hey, how are you doing? Thank you so much for coming in here. But thank you very much. Did you have a good day, Quinn Lord? Thank you. That's a sweet comment. Thank you very much. And praying too. Thank you. Good evening, Cruiser. How you doing? So glad you got to come in. Thank you. Yeah, I did too. I slept part of the day. Yeah. I was, I thought with the live streams going on, I might not have many, but everybody's coming in, and I appreciate every one of you. Thank y'all so much. There's, they sell seconds. Well, if it's just a small blending machine, it wouldn't make any difference. It wouldn't keep it from not cooking right. You have to be careful and check it over good. As long as it wasn't warped and out of shape. Oh, but I hope everybody's just having a blessed what day. When did you start doing stream? I started last Tuesday. I think this is my fifth or sixth stream. Uh, I did one that day Tuesday, but I've been two and two, doing two every day, one in the morning, one in the evening, since then. Um, yeah, well, thank you, Cruiser Mac. Uh, I didn't like I've told them uh, the others that I thought you had to have 11 supporters. I mean 11, 1,000 supporters before you can start streaming, live streaming, and I found out you could. So Tuesday I was in messing around in the back office trying to uh, see what I could do about live stream, and I wound up starting one. So yes, it is, and I love to meet people. I'm a people person. I've never seen a stranger. Uh, and I go into other people's live streams, and I enjoy that so much. Oh, you've been sick. I'm sorry. Are you feeling better when? When? Yes, it took me 15 months to get that. Get that. I reached that Wednesday morning. I think Wednesday morning. And I was tickled to death because I'd been at 980 something for a while. Thank you. But you're feeling better. Thank you very much. I got sick in April and springtime, and I had whatever was going around, and I was down for 3.5 weeks. Went to the doctor 3 times trying to get better. Thank you very much, Cruiser Mac. I was, I felt better when I got over the 1,000 mark. That when I did, YouTube sent me an email congratulate me to getting there. You thank you. God bless you too, and Lord bless you. Yeah, I had 1,020 something, I think, today. But it took me 15 months. I've been working hard on my YouTube because I'm retired and I've got time to do this. Before I retired, I wouldn't even thought about starting a YouTube channel because I've worked at Walmart as a greeter, and I didn't have a regular schedule. I may work one shift one day and the next shift work another. And you had strep throat in May. Oh my gosh, 3.5 weeks. I tell you what, I had that strep throat 5 years ago. I don't ever want it again. And even after I got better, I had the cough, and I had to go back to the doctor even after I got better and he had to give me some pills to keep from coughing. Uh, but I just sit and cough all the time. And I did last spring too when I got sick. I coughed so hard I pulled muscles in my stomach, and it was just like a knife going through me. And it hurt for a long time even after I got better. But it's better now. Yes, sir. I've been September 2017 is when I started my channel. Uh, I was so green at not wanting to do. The first video I did, it took me 2 days to figure out how to get it to on YouTube. I had to figure it out. I've got one to share Filmora as my editing program. Oh well, thank you, 6 acres. Thank you very much. Uh, like I said, I was a greeter at Walmart for 13 years. I retired from my regular job when I was 62, and a year later I went to work as a greeter. Uh, it is down here. Good evening, Creative. How are you, CR? It was 68 degrees down here today. When Lord, I told my daughter when I talked to her, I said, springtime is happening right now. And it was 50 something a little while ago. And it's after dark now. Did you have a good day, CR? I, it is here in Tennessee. And I put my little sweater on when I went to Kroger's, but it was getting almost dark when I left. Uh, well, you're welcome, CR. But I didn't. I knew it would be really dark when I got back, and I didn't want to get chilled. But it got up to. I looked on my phone at about 3 o'clock this evening, and it was 68 degrees outside, and the sun was shining so much, and it did yesterday. We've had a lot of rain down here, but I am. Does it say how many people I've got in here now? See, or I messed up, and I'm in my back office of YouTube, and finally got my chat going, and I'm back here where it says YouTube and a Creator Studio and Video Manager and live streaming, and I have no idea how I got that set up like that. Yes, it is. It'll be good for the spring flowers when it gets springtime. If it gets any warmer, they're going to start budding out again. It says 9. Okay. Okay. When Lord said 11. Uh, okay. But it don't say how. It don't say how many. How long I've been on here. That's the only thing don't show up. It shows up to as long as somebody the average out of how many. Uh, it gives the stats of how long each person's been in here. Hey, Jewish Redneck Peppers, how you doing? I'm so glad you got to come in here. I've seen you before. In other people's live streams. I just started my a live streaming last Tuesday, Jewish Redneck Preppers. I think this is my sixth live stream, so it's been 6 days. Well, I don't know how long, how many. I'm doing 2 a day, but I done one Tuesday evening, I think it was, and then Wednesday I think I done two. Well, I've done two every day since then. It's 7:57 minutes. Okay, thank you. Oh, it's been this second time you've been on here. Okay, I've got a short memory span, so that's why. Shalom, redneck, just redneck preppers. Thank you. Okay, like I said, I see so many people. You live in British Columbia, cruising. I have a lot of. I watch several people uh, video live streams that are in Canada. One of them is Mapleberry Farm. Mine too, Jewish redneck preppers. I can go into a room, go to another a room, and then when I get there, I forget what I went in there for, and then I have to go back and stop and think about it. And I see somebody. Yes, it is. It's a small world, and technology has brought us all together. Yeah. Uh, but when I was growing up, we didn't have this. We had TV, and we had a telephone after Uh, I got a well, I had an old when I was small. I had a phone on the wall. You had to crank and speak in, hold the thing up there and talk into the mouthpiece on the phone. And we had on a party line. And my great aunt, bless her heart, she had a stroke and couldn't get around very well. And she was living with my grandmother and grandfather. And she'd sit on that party line and just listen. Oh, yeah, that's me, Grandpa Paul. That was an old phone. But back then in the 40s, that's all we had. We didn't have them new dang fangled things, phones that you dial and the motor thing go, and we don't have them no more much. Well, you can. I can be anybody's grandma. I've got a big family, and when I was working down at the factory that I worked in for many years, the young boy, I've only got one son, and they've got two daughters. I would adopt those young boys like they were my grandkids, and I thought so much of them. And some of them would call me mom. And there was like that at Walmart too when I was working there. She had a one of those phone into the 60s. That's a long time ago too. I graduated from high school in 1960. I know since everybody's got cell phones, they took the pay phones out of Walmart after I went to work there, and I went to work there in 2004, and I stayed till 2017. But they took the pay phones out of the front end up there. She was three rings. Well, I remember the phrase ringing on the line. Oh, okay. Yeah, they knew each other's ring, and on the party line, they knew when to pick it up and when not to. And that was in the early 80s. Yeah, it is a CR. I love to go to antique stores. Matter of fact, the first video I put out was went to Belleville and went in the all the well most of the antique stores down there and videoed it. Oh, a neighbor of hers works with the front post office. I was born in 1941. Hey, Roy, how are you? I was over in uh, PUSA, and I had tried to set up my YouTube. I didn't know I had it scheduled to go out, and then I found out I was live, so I had to leave over there and come over here. But I was trying to get it set up to go live later, and you wouldn't believe, Roy. I'm in my back office of YouTube over here, where it says YouTube and uh, Creator Studio and Dash, well, all that. Then down the live stream and community and all that. I'm sitting over here, and how in the world I wound up here over here, I don't know. Oh, that is wonderful. You got to spend it with your kids. Oh, that's wonderful. I don't see my children on Sunday. My youngest daughter, she spends it with her uh, son and son. He lives in another town, so she goes and sees him. And then Her other son lives in another town, and then her daughter lives in town where I'm at. Oh, that is wonderful. You was real blessed, when you, Roy? But we've got several antique stores here in town. I thought maybe I'd go up there one day and ask them if I can video, because I'd ask permission if I could do it. I didn't go in there and just start filming and go in there. We've got a new antique store in here in town, and I hadn't been in there yet. Oh, yours is 10 and 12. Oh, okay. Oh, bless his heart. It's in that in between age where the voice sounds maybe high one time and low the next. Yeah, I like antiques. My mother and father had a lot of antiques, and I've got what they've got. I've got here in my house. Oh, I'm sorry. It's sad, to have uh, trouble in your family. And I am so sorry. I'll keep you and your family in my prayers. Oh, yeah. I did have some old fruit jars. Oh, bless his heart. Oh, he'll grow out of that, and it'll even out. I had a son. He was like that when he was growing up. He's 52 now. He had a birthday December the 15th. He turned 52. He's my youngest one. I used to go to yard sales and pick up antique stuff and sell them. I had a green old jar with the metal. The whole top was metal. It wasn't a ring, but it screwed on. The whole thing screwed on. Uh, I had it for a while, and I had an old vase. I used to pick up antique vases and stuff and sell them at the flea market. And I had one that I'd had for 2 or 3 years, and I set up at the flea market in Nashville one time, and somebody bought it. I almost hated to give it up. I just rubbed it before I sold it. But I'd had it so long, I felt like it was part of my family. Yeah, that's what they was. They was just one piece, and it's kind of gray or whatever. Yeah, you have to talk to them and tell them you've been through the same thing, and they'll feel better about it. You got to go, when Lord. Well, I'm glad you got to stop in with us a while, and thank you so much. You've got some from the 1800s. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Uh, Sometimes they decorate the houses inside the houses with those old fruit jars. They put kind of by by when you have a blessed week. Okay. Thank you very much. Oh, okay. An anvil. Yeah, that's what they used in uh where they shoot horses and stuff in the olden days. Is that what an anvil is? What they worked on when they was what did they call that? Blacksmith shop. Yes. Okay. I was having a senior moment here. Because I watch a lot of westerns, and I knew there was a word for what they do, what that was in the olden days. I've got uh, I've got the old wash iron, cast iron wash pot, big one that Mama used to make live soap in, and Daddy made put it on a wagon wheel where it would hang, and it's sitting out here in my front yard as a flower pot. All right, you have a good night, 6 acres, and say thank you so much for coming by. All right, I'll probably be on here tomorrow. I'm trying to have one in the morning and one in the evening. And you have a good day and sleep. I hope you rest real good tonight. Because it's almost 9:30 Central Time here. Yeah, it's better to uh, keep busy. I've heard that phrase, you don't let grass grow under your feet. Good night, 6 acres. Thank you. I hope I will. I hope I sleep. I slept all day. I hope I get to sleep tonight. You want to I want to build a forge and stuff eventually. Well, I hope you can. Oh, oh no, he couldn't. Well, he couldn't when there's snow on the ground. CR. You have to retire first. Okay. Yeah, I've been retired a year and a half, and I worked till I was 76. So, and I wished when I'd retired from my other job, I went out at 62 from the other one, and I wished I could have, made it on Social Security, but I couldn't. I mean, I could have been traveling, and I've been to Charlotte, North Carolina, as far as I've been. Well, no, I take that back. I went to Indiana when my grandson and his wife had a baby. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, you did. They had a retirement party at Walmart for me, and cake and stuff, and I got gifts, and it made me feel good. And I cried. I started crying before I ever went back there for the party, but I couldn't help it. I felt I was losing, leaving part of my family because I loved everybody that worked there. It's a sad time, but I cried when I retired from my first job. I was there for 32 years at my first one. I started to work there when I got out of high school, and I worked several several years in the summertime, and then in 1970 I went to work and stayed there until I retired. You've been a you've been a blacksmith for 40 years, Grandpa. Yeah. Oh, I went to work at Walmart as a part-time employee. I wound up with full time. I was working 32 hours a week, and then uh, they put me on. They had to have more greeters. They put me on full time, and I worked 40 hours a week most of the time. Every now and then they'd cut hours. But I like working 32 hours. I worked from 10 at night to 7 in the morning. They needed creators on the third shift. It's born 100 years too late. I buy a lottery ticket every now and then. I don't ever win anything. I won $20 one time. Uh, and I had to turn around and give it to my daughter to put oil in her car. I didn't even get to keep it. I get a lottery ticket every few months and thinking maybe I'm going to win. If I don't, I don't. But I've got plans if I ever do. I'm not holding my breath. We didn't have the lottery here in Tennessee till about, I guess, 15 years ago. If we bought, my brother and I and my sister-in-law, we'd drive up to Kentucky and go up there and buy lottery tickets before we ever got it here. I had three numbers one time as the most I had, and never didn't even have the Powerball with it. I didn't win much. Now we had a young boy that was living with his grandmother. He was of age, but he's living in with his grandmother. He had all five numbers, and he got $2 million. Uncle Sam got their part, but he had some left. I didn't know the boy, but I was so proud for him because but he had to live with his grandmother, and I'm so glad he got that. He could help his grandmother. I'm waiting for the answer on that one, Cruiser. Yeah, uh, I bought when it got up to $1 billion. The lotto. I went up there, which is down just down the street from me. Went down there and I got, I think there's 26 Powerball. I marked each Powerball and let the computer down there at the store pick out the rest of the numbers for those. I won $20. I had one that won, and all them others didn't pan out. And I thought, sure, if I got 26 of them, like I would win something. I had to win something because I had the Powerball on. So I wasted $80 for nothing. But I thought maybe I'd be lucky, but I wasn't. I must. Does it say how many hours we've been on here? Hey, good evening, food. Forrest, how you doing? I'm so glad you got to come by. Oh yeah. I hope you've had a good day, Food Forest. 1.5 hours. Okay. Well, thank you. I must have had more people in here tonight than I did because this morning I run 4 hours and I didn't have but 20 hours watch time. So it says the peak concurrence has been 15. So I don't know whether that's 15 people in here at one time or 15 total I've got now. So I'm out of pocket here, is what I am. Oh, he won $2,400. Well, that was better than nothing, wasn't it? If nobody else had won, he would have got what, $1,000. I was looking at the. I've got my phone on silent so it wouldn't ring. I would look to see if anybody called. He thought it was 24 million. Okay. But $2,400 is a good chunk of money. It's not nothing you could live on for a long time, but it would help. I don't play the lottery, just every now and then, if I feel lucky. And then when I get it, I'm not. I didn't. I should have kept my $3 in my pocket. But somebody's got to win. I know a guy I used to work with down there at Walmart. He kept playing the same numbers every week, and he never did win. If he did, he didn't tell nobody. And that's the best thing. Oh my goodness, I would have stuck that in the bank. Oh, oh, it's a shame. He couldn't. It was burning his pocket, wasn't it? I know a lot of people. If they've got $1, they got to spend $5 of it. I never was like that. I was always very frugal about it. My money was hard to come by, and I didn't turn loose of it unless I had to. Yeah, there's no sense in gambling because you're not going to lose in the long run. You may have a lucky streak, but it just makes you want to get out there and gamble more, and then you'll lose everything, lose your shirt. Yeah, uh, it's addictive. It sure can. It's I I have been to gambling a couple of times, but I don't go anymore. It's been years since I've been. Yeah, well, I have to drive so far anyway, so I just stay home. Oh my goodness. I got rid of credit cards years ago. I've got a debit card. I've got a pennies card, but I don't ever use it. If I do put it on there, if pennies, if they have a good sale and they will put it on your credit card to get a bigger discount, I'll put it on my credit card and then turn around and pay it off before I ever get out of the store. And then I get the discount anyway. Now, those credit cards are easy to so easy to use, and then you got to pay them, and the interest on them so high you don't ever get through paying on them. Oh my goodness, it don't take long. That's me, food forest. I never did make very much money, but what I had, I was very frugal with it. And when I was raising my kids by myself, I worked, and I had $50 a week going in savings every week going into the credit union. And then I had money when I needed it. Oh my goodness, $25,000. Uh, I just wonder if he turned around and spent it. Oh, $100 in 5 minutes. I believe I would have stopped right there. Because that's just like throwing your money down a hole and never see it again. Because they can lose everything they've got by gambling. And then they'll be out begging for money from other people. Yep, pretty much, because I work for what I've got. I, back when I was still in high school, and they had a fish, uh, community fish fry. That's what I'm trying to say. And they had bingo, and I played bingo. I won 3 times in a row. I was on a lucky streak I had, and I got me some pretty dogs to put on my bed, and I've never won nothing since. Yeah, when you when you, when you have to make your money work for you. I was looking for a Howie. Rosanna said Howie. I didn't know I had a Howie in here. That may be his real name. She may know him by his real name. It says I've got 17 hours watch time, so but I'm so glad all of y'all are coming in here. Like I said, this is oddest thing. I'm live streaming in my back office of uh oh, that food forest. Okay, now I know what his name is. I'm live streaming in the back office of YouTube, back there where I've got like I said the creator studio and all that back there. And I have no idea. And it's got the stats up there. It don't tell me how many I've got, or but it's got the total hours. Yeah, that's good advice, Food Forest. And so he said, very good advice. Yeah, I hadn't even made no coffee since I got back from the uh, grocery store. I made my video on my haul and got it downloaded. Uh, well, I don't drink, and I gave up smoking about 14 years ago, 13 to 14 years ago. I had a real bad. I was sick here several years ago, and I couldn't get over it. And I was taking medicine, and my son says, "Mom, I'm going to get you some whatever it is at the liquor store." He made me drink that a glass of that, and I like never got it down. I said, "How in the world does anybody drink?" Well, that is a good 85 years. My mother was 85. Both my grandmothers was almost 90. My father passed away at 73. He had a massive heart attack. Being around smokers. Now, Mama didn't smoke, but she had a spot on her lungs, and it was because the doctor said it's because my daddy smoked, and she was with him all the time. I mean, it didn't turn into anything, but that's what it was. So at that time, I was smoking, and she wouldn't let me smoke around her. So I granted her weed. I mean, I wouldn't smoke around her. Now my brother smoked, but I mean, he'd give it up. I don't. I smoked 45 years. I get short of breath sometimes, but uh, thought I'd be. I got where I couldn't breathe if I got smoke in the house. I laid them cigarettes down and never did pick one up again. I never even wanted one. And I kept part of a pack sitting next to my computer all the time to remind me what it could have done to me if I hadn't quit. But I'm all right now. I'm a lot bigger than I was. I was small while I was smoking, but I'd rather be a little big as to leave this old world early. Oh my goodness, 94. They saw a lot of changes over the years. In 96, and your aunt was over 100. They saw uh, uh, the automobile being invented and everything, and airplanes uh, that nobody would even thought of, in the wagon covered wagon era. But when I was born in '49, we had cars. We didn't have. I don't know whether the TVs have been invented then or not. If they had, uh, my grandfather was one of the first ones to get a TV in the country, and I was just small. And then I think I was 11 years old when Daddy bought his first TV. It is technology has come so far, uh, and these cell phones, it's amazing. And well, the computer's amazing. It really is. And I'm thankful for the inventions they've got. But when before all that we've had this, families had time for each other. Yeah, I grew up on a black and white TV. I didn't get one a color TV till about 86 or 87. And I thought I was uptown when I got a colored TV. Yeah, uh, I lived out in the country when my children was growing up, had a black white TV and the antenna, the 6 out with all them arms on it. I had two, four, five, and eight. Eight was the educational program, and but yeah, I've got the other three channels. I've got 18 now, and I've got an antenna that hangs on the wall. I give up. Color T was well, yeah, it was a luxury. Now it's not as bad uh, because I know I still watch Mannix now, and he was made in the 60s, and his was all in color. But it took me 20 years to get after that to get me a color TV. Yeah, yeah, and even that color TV that I had, it was in a cabinet, like a piece of furniture. It was a pretty cabinet. Uh, and I had to get up and change the channels. Now I've got a remote. I don't have to move a muscle except pick up that remote to change the channel. I know it's amazing what they can do in such a little space now with these new TVs and computers and everything. I remember those big old tubes in the back of the TV. Yeah, I had I got 3 years ago. I bought me a flat screen TV because I had an old fashioned TV that was big, and it was my son's. He left it here. He'd got him another, and he left it here. Uh, but I think I got a 42-inch TV, and I got a smart TV, but I never did hook the internet up to it. I could watch a lot of this on it. I wouldn't even need my glasses to look at it. I've just got one TV, uh, just one TV, and I've got one car. Now, some people, that's got a big family, they have a TV in every room. I never did. I sit in my recliner and watch it. You haven't owned a TV in nearly 20 years, and you don't miss it. Well, yeah, that's right. Create CR. I have wore out 5 or 6 computers. I bought my first computer in '97, uh, and I wear them out. I stay on them all the time. This is my second laptop, and then I've had about 4 regular desktops, and I've got a desktop sitting over there. But I've had it well, lightning run in on it, and it'll stay online for a little while, and then it'll go offline. Then you'll have to turn it off and turn it back on to get back online, and I don't want to fool with that. It's sitting over there. Whenever my grandson comes, and he'll go get on it and play games. Uh, but my laptop works fine. I've had this one about 5 years, but one day the screen's gonna go out on me. It's blinking now. I'll just have to go buy me another one. Yeah, I know that is right, Roy. We had Stanley too here in town, and that was a manufacturer. Uh, but they went to Mexico. That building over there just sitting there. Did you? Well, did it work? A CR? Oh, okay. I will. Oh, because I've got a smart TV. I can do that. Good evening, air fryer recipes. How you doing? Well, thank you for coming in and but thank you very much. Yeah, we've had a lot of jobs here in town. Go down there. You doing all right, air fryer recipes? I hope you have a good night and the rest real good. I'm doing just fine. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, well that's good. Tia. Okay, well hello, Liz, hot people. Tamara, I'll call you Tamara. How you doing? You have you too, air fryer recipes, and thank you, sweet lady, for coming in. Thank you very much. You know that's right. That is right, Cruiser. We got a chicken plant here in town, and they hire a lot of people from overseas and uh, Mexico and all that. And they say, well, they come in here and do jobs that Americans won't do. But you know, the Americans done these jobs long before these other people came in, and they done them well. Yeah, it will. There's nothing like a human hand to a job, and because a robot can only do what is programmed into it. It can't think on its own. I'm doing just fine. You doing all right, Tamara? I'm so glad you got to come in. I thank you very much. Yes, it is. That's the problem. Cruiser. The good old human knowledge is more powerful than any robot that's been programmed because they can't think about themselves. They can only put out what's been put in them. Well, good. I'm glad. I hope you've had a good weekend, uh, Tamara. And our boss told us one time, you know, they hired a lot of Mexicans down there where I retired from the first time, and they said they worked better than worked better than the Americans. And that was at night when we had 9/11, and our boys was over there trying to find that Osama bin Laden, and I wanted to tell him. And I didn't have it a year or two before I retired, and I kept my mouth shut. I wanted to tell him. I said, "Well, they need to take them over there and let them find him." I said, "They were so good at everything, so they'll have him and be back time for supper." And my brother told me, "said You better not say that; they'll think you crazy." But I was wanting to be sarcastic about it. But they and most of those people that worked the Mexican committee, they was illegals, and they thought more of them than they did us because they worked cheaper than we did. But you had a busy weekend, but I know, but my I didn't tell him that because I didn't have long before I retired. No, I work with my hands down there at the pencil factory, and I always like to do piecework and I run a machine and well, because we had to make production, uh, we had to keep the machine filled and grade the pencils and count them and put them in one gross boxes. And a machine couldn't do that. I mean, a robot couldn't have done what we done. I know. I had because our machine that we run, I, I run for so many years. It put the fair on the racer on it, and then I kept pliers and a screwdriver. And if it got out of sync or anything, where maybe the ferrule would down too far or not far enough, I could adjust the machine and fix it where it would be right. Because if we had to have somebody work on it, we had to wait till a mechanic was free to come help us. Well, I know, and people, if you don't keep that skill up, then it will you'll forget what to do. And if the system goes down, people's going to be hurting. Yes, isn't that the truth, Roy? That's the reason I've been prepping. Else I don't want to have to do without if anything goes out. Uh, I believe in being prepared. 'Cause, I don't want to have to do without. I want to get me a water filter. That way, if I lose water, I can get rainwater and filter it out. I want a Berkey, but they're a little pricey. They're $200 or $300. I have sit and studied this out, don't knowing that I could get by without any lights and water and something to eat. I've got something to eat, and I keep stocking up. I want to go up there at that wholesale place and get me 50-pound bag of popcorn and put it in fruit jars and put that back. Because when I got sick in '93, that's what I lived on for 2 or 3 weeks when I didn't have anything to eat. That's me, Roy. Yes, yeah, because if systems go down, you ain't got no way to learn anything. So, um, and Yeah. Thank you, Roy. My internet went off, and I looked, and it was just I've got ATU verse with the tower over there, and the light, all the lights was gone. I went over there and tried to see what I could do, and it finally, while I was over there, it finally come back on. So I get back over here. Sorry. No, my lights didn't go off, but my internet did, and I thought I'd lost all of y'all. I'm sorry. But I'm so glad to be back. It could get me back up and going. There it is. Thank you, Grandpa Paul. Thank you, CR. I was getting panicky. I'd lost you. So what? Yeah, yeah. I went down. It probably did. Yeah, I'm glad he's back too. That's it. That's it. Right. I didn't want to leave you and leave y'all hanging. But it's done that before. But I don't know. I've got ATU versus internet. Some people say they have a lot of trouble with it, but I hadn't just something like that, and then it don't stay off but a minute. Yeah. No, but we had outhouses back uh, when I was growing up. My grandmother kept a Sears catalog out in the outhouse. Oh. How many hours did it say I've been on here? Can y'all tell me what does it show I've been on here? And the time may have changed since I came back. 2 hours. Okay, thank you, CR. Yeah, I remember looking at the Sears catalog and wishing, especially at Christmas time. Uh, Thank you, and thank y'all very much. So if I go 4 hours tonight, uh, it'll be good. I'm going to try. I'm going to hang in there as long who I'll stay here as long as y'all are. But I tell you what, I just about ready to cry when I lost the internet. But I appreciate every one of y'all. Y'all blessed me so much. Oh, you can 5 hours. The first time I live streamed 5 hours and 48 minutes one time, Grandpa Paul. It says that when I could uh, the longest I could live stream is 8 hours, and I think about a few minutes before then they'd give me a warning that's fixing to go off. I haven't got a Sears catalog or anything anymore. I don't even know where the Sears has got I know we used to have a Sears in town. I don't know whether they closed the stores or not. I know I've got uh, when I go shopping, and I don't go to Penny's unless they got a big sale on. I don't going over there and pay full price for anything. Uh, But I think they've got a catalog. I just never have. I used to get one years ago, but I need to get over there and see if they got any winter clothes on sale because they put them on sale after Christmas. Yeah, now we had a little Sears store here in town, but it wasn't very big. Uh, they used to have them in Nashville, but I don't know. And one in Murfreesboro too. Baker's Creek. I've never heard of Baker's Creek. Uh, but when my mother was living, we'd go to Nashville and go shopping. I could walk real good then. Oh, okay. I like Almanac, Old Farmer's Almanac. They hit they hit it sometimes too, don't they? On the weather. I hadn't had one in a long, long time. I don't even know whether you can buy them in Walmart. Have you? Where do you get yours from, Roy? Yeah, they're pretty accurate. I remember my grandmother, my daddy would get them. They've been around a long time. Oh, you got it through Amazon. Okay, okay. I may get on there later and order me one. I order from Amazon every now and then. I before I order from Amazon, I look at Walmart and see if it's about the same price, and if I can get it at Walmart, I'll order it from Walmart. Because some of the things that Walmart's got online, they don't have it in the stores. But you can order from them, and they'll ship it to the store, and you can pick it up, or you can have it delivered to your door. Okay, I'll be right here. My internet don't go off again. Because my lights went off the other morning. I was sitting here on the computer and they went off before daylight. It got dark as a dungeon. I had those little lanterns and then I found my matches and lit some candles and sat here in the trying to, because it was dark. This whole side of the town was without any lights. That's right, Roy. We'll be right here, and when Lord's willing, the creeks don't rise. I've been saying that for years. That's right. And like I said, we run Duck River running through town. Sometimes it floods, so it don't hurt my side of the town though, but it does up there close to the square. My brother, when he retired from the Navy, came home. We had a tornado that was. It didn't touch down. It almost did, and he was up there on the square, and it said he said it started to lift the back end of his car off uh, the road. But Lord, that's been in 85 is when he retired from the Navy. And then he passed away in 2003. Yeah, yeah, I need to. I can't get up there to get it because I'm afraid I'm going to fall. Uh, he went back to work. I think Wednesday. He was off for Christmas holidays, New Christmas and New Year's. Do you hear that? I don't even listen to that. But did you hear my battery smoke alarm beeping? Is that the reason you're saying? Let's say a forecast for okay, forecast 59% accurate in the predictions of the Chandler temperature and prediction. Yeah, it's almost 80% accurate then. That's pretty good. Yeah, I hear it now that you mentioned it, but I've got where I don't even hear it. I've got one here, and one back there, on the wall going into the back bedroom. Uh, it's 4 years ago or 5 years ago, my stove got on fire. The heating element on the bottom of my stove got on fire, and I didn't know what to do, so I called the fire department. Yeah, I can hear that now. I've had to call the fire department, and they pulled the stove out and got it undone. But I had to go buy me another stove. But they brought me some. They come the next day and brought me some fire alarms and put them in for me because mine wasn't working. I thought that was so neat. They didn't charge me nothing, but I had a big old fire truck out there and people running in. That's when no, it's just my stove on fire and I don't know what to do. And he said it was a good thing I'd called him because it could have, got worse. But the heating element just started flaming, and I was making fried pies at the time, and I had something in the oven, and I heard a pop, but I never knew what it was, and I pulled that door down on the stove, and that flame was the heating element was on fire. Oh my goodness! I can imagine you was nervous. I kind of panicked when that happened because I said, "Lord, I don't want my house to burn down. I mean, I've got insurance, but I don't want to get rid of anything I've got. I'm kind of partial to my things my mama had and pictures and everything. Yes, I appreciate them coming. Yes, they were so nice. Oh, and so caring. And I gave whoever wanted one a fried pie. I had just got through cooking. Well, I was in the process of cooking some. That's when I was setting up the craft shows and selling pies, and I'd stand up there and make pies all day. Oh my goodness. Well, yeah, because I didn't want nothing to get out of hand. Does it say how many I've got in here now? That's right. Oh, have got 9. Thank you, CR. Baking soda is good too. And I've got grease fire on the stove, and I use salt to put them out. My granddaughter lived here a while with me when she was going to college, and it was closer for her to live here than it was at home. And she was cooking something, and the skillet got on fire. smoke went up and stained my ceiling in the kitchen, and I had Christmas decorations hanging that garland uh, on that between the divider of the kitchen and the living room, and it kind of shriveled up my garland on there. Thank you very much. Thank you. I've got a fire extinguisher under the kitchen sink. I mean, yeah, kitchen sink. Yeah, that's where mine is. Uh, I can just turn around from the. But I didn't think about the fire extinguisher. But I knew smoke would. I mean, salt would put out and baking soda too. I bought a big bag of baking soda. A big one about that tall. Because I use it to because make some cleaning supplies, and baking soda is one of them. I use so I bought a big bag of it. Yeah, I've never used my fire extinguisher, but it's good to have. But that when my granddaughter got the skillet on fire, we was both scared to death. But I had, you know what, the garland you put on your trees, I had it draped up from the ceiling, up divider. I've still got my Christmas red bells hanging up there, but I had the garland hanging draped through it too, and it shriveled it up. Yes, and I put it in the refrigerator. Uh, isn't that good for what it? Can you use it like you can Tums or something like that, and put it in water? Oh, okay. I'll have to look at your video. Uh, but I made videos. I made videos of using making my uh, cleansers. I made furniture polish out of olive oil and something else. I forgot what it was. Uh, and I demonstrated on my tables in the living room. Yeah, you can put it in because it helps the smell of your cat litter too. I can imagine. Be kind of greedy, don't it, Roy? But I've got false teeth. It wouldn't hurt me. I've got three teeth of my own right here. I had a partial. I had 6 or 7 teeth down here, and then about 10, 11 years ago, I had three. My gums went bad right here, and I had to have these three pulled because my gums were pulling away from the teeth. But I've got three teeth right here, and then I got a partial that sits over that. But it do the job. That's the only thing that matters, Roy. I'm gonna. I am pink in these videos. My daughter told me when she looked at my uh, video of my live stream, said, "Mama, you're pink." I said, "Yeah." They told me I glowed, but I've got a shade on it. And the other lamp I had a pink shade, and I've got one off the end table now. But I told her I thought I'd get me a small white umbrella because I've seen Living on a Dime. I watched theirs, and it showed that she had those white umbrellas in front of lights. So if I ever find me a white umbrella, I'm gonna be back to normal shade again. Yeah. Now, it said pour some in your sink and scrub it with the baking soda, uh, and vinegar in your rinse water for your dishes will make your dishes shine. And I've made my own washing powders, window cleaner. There's always a cheaper and better way to do things without it costing you an arm and a leg. I've learned to do a lot since I retired and got time to research things. And the vinegar is good to keep the ants at bay too. Now, all my Christmas presents, I got each family in my each family in my family um, a throw, a real nice throw, and I think it was Family Dollar, uh, not Family Dollar, but a Dollar Tree or yeah, vinegar and water is good for at stainless steel surfaces. Yeah, yes, it is. And I put a little vinegar in when I have deviled eggs. I pour a little vinegar in it, and it gives it a twang. I was going to say something. I forgot what it was. Yes, it would. And I'm going to see if I can find one. I know Walmart don't have no white umbrellas, but yes, it does. And the chemicals in this stuff is not good for you. And I know you use all natural stuff, and it's a lot healthier for you. It won't hurt you. But I made furniture polish out of olive oil and something else. I forgot what it was. It was last year. Uh, and put it on. Just put a dab on my table in there, in front of the window, and it shines so good. It's what you put in salads. It's what it was. I said you could use it in salads if you'd had a salad. But I researched things like that. And then, about like I said the other night, I ordered books off of QVC years ago, and it's got all these helpful hints in there. And there was two books, and I still hadn't used everything that's in there. But when I retired, I'm living on a Social Security check, and I had to find ways to save money on what the things I needed to do to use. Because all that stuff's high, and you can make it for little or nothing if you got the right things. Now that big bag of baking soda didn't cost all that much, but I've still got a bunch of it left. And I've got apple cider vinegar, and I've got the white vinegar too. If I could just get something that would clean the house where I wouldn't have to do it myself, I'd have it made. Yes, they do, Grandpa Paul. Yeah, and I made like aerosol. Well, not aerosol things you spray and make you uh, house smell good. Uh, I think I use. Hey Dale, how are you? Well, you have a good night. I never get back with you on Facebook. I went to the store this evening and had to unload it all. Made a video. You doing all right, Dale? Thank you so much for coming. but I think I did accept you as a friend. But I thank you for coming in. Thank you very much. I hope you've had a good day. But I made air freshener with something, and I put essential oils in it. I think it was lavender. I'd have to go back and look. I made a video for that, and it made it smell good in here. Do you have to go back to work tomorrow, Dale? Well, thank you. I appreciate you coming over. Thank you very much. I'm enjoying my live stream. Like I said, you wouldn't believe how I got in here. I'm in the back office of YouTube where it says YouTube. Uh, I don't know how in the world I got here. Video manager, and uh, I'm on live stream events. It's camera community and channel analysis. And all that stuff in the back. And I've got got it going back here. This is the weirdest thing. Like I'm still not got this mastered of getting on YouTube and trying to get on it. Because when I get on it, I get on Google Hangout. And then I have a hard time getting to YouTube. Oh, you're off to Thursday. Oh, okay. Well, that's nice. You got some time off then. My son works at a place that makes cars for Nissan. He makes parts. We've got a plant here in town. It's not Nissan, but they make parts for Nissan. And sometimes he works 12 hours a day, and sometimes 7 days a week. And I feel so sorry for him, but he makes good money. They do a lot of overtime. And him and his wife bought a house in 2.5 acres here 2 or 3 years ago. So he's got that to pay for. They were just renting up till then, and he wanted his own place. I can imagine putting in 12 hours a day is hard on you. Back 30 years ago, I was working 14 hours a day. I didn't do that every day, but I'd put in 70 hours in 5.5 days. I'd go in at 3 o'clock in the evening and get off at 6 o'clock the next morning. They let us work all the overtime because a pencil factory in the summertime before school starts, they had to get the product out, and they let us work all the overtime we wanted. And I never did turn down any. Oh, okay. I didn't know you could do that, Roy. That sounds like a good idea. Okay. Well, that's good to know. Citrus peels, I used to candy them instead. Okay. See, I learned so much being on the computer and listening to everybody else give their ideas. We learn from each other. I'm getting more at ease now when I first started live streaming. Just a minute, uh, uh, my Security system talked to me. Let me go see what happened. It did. It said it wasn't able to disarm. I had to do whatever needed to be done. I had to punch a button. But I knew I was here by myself, but I knew what it was. I'm glad I've turned it off. I need to turn it back on since I'm home. But when I was working 14 hours a day, uh, it put a strain on me. We didn't do it all year though, but from spring till when school started, we always worked 10 hours a day, 6 days anyway, 6 days a week anyway. Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad you told us about that. Can you use just plain old alcohol, like rubbing alcohol, Roy? Does it say how many I've got in here now? Oh, okay. Okay, thank you. 8. Okay, thank you, Dale. I appreciate that. Now I've cleaned out my coffee maker by putting. I did a video on that. Run vinegar through there to clean it out. I did that last year. I guess it's getting time to do it again. I need to because I've used my coffee pots, coffee maker so much that my coffee pot to pour my coffee out of, it's got dark around there, and I've got to get in there and clean that up again. And then I'll run vinegar through it, coffee pot again. I know. Yeah, I use vinegar. I use white vinegar in it, and I run water. After I've done that, I run water in it about 3 times without the vinegar, getting it clean. The instructions I had, that's what they told me to do. I don't like to use anything that's got chemicals in it. Oh, good night, Dale. You have a good night, and thank you for coming by. Oh, yeah, I've got to turn it back on. I don't like to be here and here without it on. Although, if anybody tries to open the door, it will ding dong, but not go off. I make sure that's on, and my doors are locked, and I've got a chair up under the front door. If anybody tries to come in, it'd take them a while. And by that time, I could have the police call because I sleep in the recliner and I put the cell phone right there on the night end table, and it's where I can just pick it up if I need it. Well, you have a good night, Dale, and thank you very much. Have I been on here 3 hours yet? I know. Like I said, 3 years ago, somebody got in my car and ransacked it, and it wasn't locked. I know. Because if anything happens, they'll be breaking in to get help somewhere. And I thought about getting me the policeman that here in town. He told me I really needed a gun. He got his mother one. Yeah, and I wished I lived out in the country where nobody knew where I was at. But I don't. I'm stuck up here in town, and but when things go down, it'd be better to be out by yourself, not up here where everybody knows where you at. Um, I my son and grandson they've got rifles. They hunt with but they don't live. They live about 10 miles from me. I did. That's right, Roy. My daddy had guns, and we lived back off the road. We lived about a quarter mile off the road, and you had to go down off of the road. You had to go down and across a little bridge to get to our driveway. And when we knew somebody was coming to the house, say these are lost or we had company, because there wasn't nobody, would know where we was at. And Daddy, Mama sold that farm when Daddy passed away 30 years ago. They're almost 31 now, and he kept before you come down off the highway. He kept that mowed off and clear, and those people that bought it has got it growed up in trees, and you can't even see the house anymore. If you didn't know anybody was out there, you would never know it, because you wouldn't know the driveways there unless you got to it, because it was around a curve, and they would go by without even knowing there was a driveway there. And when it snowed, it was hard to get out of there because you had to, after you crossed our little bridge, you had to go up a hill to get to the highway. Yeah, I saw a thing on Facebook about leaving a note on your front door and saying we'd be back. Uh, but they had big furious dogs uh, in the house. It says just be careful. Says he got the mailman and tore him all to pieces. And said we'd be back in a minute. We're going after shells for the gun. I thought that was cute. I could put a sign on the house like that. Be aware of a gun toting grandma. But I've got a good neighbor over here, and we've got good neighbors. They watch out for me. Very, very caring. But they would be in trouble too if anything happened. And this man, he's kind of elderly, but he's got a young grandson that lives with him, and they've been so good. Oh, well, it's getting late. How many have I got now? Yeah. Yeah, I bloated with a big boy. I'm gonna make me a sign. Put me a dog sign out there, and put a pair of big boots out there where they can see them. They said do that too. Yeah, now that's a good idea, Roy. No, that is so cute. Scare them away. That's what bothered me last night. If y'all was in here, those dogs are fighting out there because we don't have that usually in here in town. Yeah, that's the heading I did on my. Uh, I fixed that a long time ago. Uh, and I can't get rid of it. I wanted to. I think I fixed one. I wanted it to put a heading on it like what was going to happen, what was going to talk about her, and something. And this thing kind of still pops up when I don't want it there. But it's just retired in prepping. You have two dogs that have to get by. Hey, oh, okay, Barnyard Chicken. Hey, Barnyard Chicken, how are you doing? So glad to see you. Well, oh, well, you're the one that said that. Yeah, it's just retired in prepping. I tacked that in one time, and when I do a live stream, it still comes up. I think I had one or two that Saturday night. Uh, it finally went through. Oh yeah, I've seen that on Facebook too. She was standing at a bank uh, ATM machine. She is loaded with Smith and Wesson, and they had two big old fierce dogs. Since one Smith was on the right and Wesson was on the left. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Just give me a shout out to CR when you have a stream. I'll come to it. Thank you, CR. I appreciate you very much. uh, and I have no idea why I got into the back office for this, but it looks odd. I probably couldn't do it again if I tried. I do a lot of things by mistake, then don't figure out how I got it done. Yeah, that's right, Paul. You have a good night, uh, CR, and I'll talk to you later. Um, I'll get a notice when you uh, I'll get a notice when you put up your live stream. I'm fixing to get out here in a few minutes anyway. How many have I got now, Grandpa Paul? How many does it show that's in the chat in the stream left? Because it don't like but a few minutes being 11 o'clock here tonight. And I've got to fix me something to eat. I'm getting hungry. Got 8. Okay. I'll hang around. It says I've got a total of 27 hours watch time. Does it say how many hours I've got been on here? I'm sure it's getting close to 3 or more. I don't get that on here. I know there's a Carolyn's travels or something. She travels by herself in her motorhome, and somebody told her, when she stops in Boondocks, she ought to have a set of big boots sitting inside the door so they'll think there's a man with her. But she travels by herself everywhere. Well, the longest average duration it might have been in here is 14 minutes and something. Okay, mine, it says, because I hadn't got to 3 hours yet then. Thank you, Barnyard Chicken. I hope you had a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I've seen you. I've seen you before. I was reading up here. Okay. It adds up. Yeah. Thank you. As one day I had I live streamed. I think 9 hours at two different times on one day, and I looked and see, and I had 100 hours watch time that day. Yeah. 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 I knew I'd seen you. Oh, you coated a chicken in a pecan. I'll have to look. I'll have to look at your videos. I've got my 1,000 supporters now, and I'm trying. I want to get my watch time hours up so I can get monetized. I don't know how long it takes after you reach where you're supposed to be to get monetized. Do y'all know? Yeah, that's that's about what that sign said. That thing on Facebook said. Me got at the mailman again. And at night, I've got a light out there. I can that sign up under the light at night. And my light went out on my patio. But maybe I could post it on the window of the door. Okay, is it 40,000? I thought it was 4,000. And that's for 1 year, and it. If I need 40,000 hours, I'll have to stay on here 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, every day for a year. But it is 40,000 hours. Oh my gosh, I've got a long ways to go. Oh, it's 4,000 hours, isn't it? I was thinking it was 4,000. But if I do two live streams every day, maybe it won't take me long to get it done. I think I had 40 yesterday. Let me check and see. I have got a security light on the eave of my house, but I can't get up there and put one. It would take one of those big lights that you get, kind of like a spotlight. Okay, thank you. I said I was got to give up when I saw 40,000 hours. I've got my back office on another stream. I was going to see how many hours I had yesterday. I hadn't clicked over yet. No, it's still showing January the 4th. It ain't got there. Sometimes they come in early and sometimes it's late when the stats come in. Well, I hope not. Uh, Grandpa, I hope they don't change it because I worked awful hard to get all the way up to 1,000 supporters and 4,000 hours. Because uh, I didn't have that many. I'd get 4 or 5 hours. And that would be the days that I posted the video, about 4 or 5 hours a day. And it's going to take me forever. But I got 100 hours watch time January the 4th, and that was day before yesterday. And yesterday's stats hadn't come up yet, so they're always a day behind. I think I had 20 hours this morning on my uh, video I did this morning, and I've already got 28 here. So there's going to be 48 hours today, plus any other videos that was viewed. And I've got let me get my paper. I keep a running total on my views every day. Lay that over here. Uh, so far, the last time I counted, I got 200 views today. So, all right. Let's see. Yeah, that's the reason I started my live streams. Yeah, because I wasn't going nowhere with just posting videos. Just having that few supporters. Uh, I've got 200 views today, and that was counting my video live stream this morning, and plus other uh, videos that people have watched. Uh, but I'll show you. I keep a running total every day, and I put the day down. There's the other days that I have had. I count them 2 or 3 times a day. I go through each video and write down, and then I've got a book that I keep. I got a book that keeps uh, each video, and I write it down, and then next time if it's gone up in, then I write if it's gone up in views from the last time. I've got that organized anyway. I'm checking it. Yeah, I do too. I do too. You don't have to run the whole ad, do you? Is it the first 10 seconds or something? Yeah, me too, Roy. But you've got to have clickable ads where they'll stay on there to even get paid. I'm not there yet. I got a long ways to go. Yeah, okay. I think it's some of the ads are not that long, and some of them are longer. But I try to help the other YouTubers, the ones I try to be fair because when I'm able to have ads, uh, I want them to be good to me. So I try to be good to the other YouTubers because I'm not going nowhere, no way. I'm right here at home. Yeah, yeah. Now, if they run a long time, I won't sit there as long as I get to what I'm supposed to in on it. Now, a day before yesterday, I had 4 days and 4 hours view time. 4 days and 4 hours. Uh, and I had 447 views, and I got biggest part of them on my live streams. Yeah, yeah. That's all right because I'm not going nowhere, no way. I'm here 24 hours a day unless I go get my hair fixed. And not today, I had to go to the grocery store. But that's what we're here for. We're supposed to help each other. Now, some of them, they'll it say that uh, what time the ad will end. They don't have an option to click on to end it. And some of that is on Facebook too. Me too. Like I said, I get out about twice a week. And I got out today, but that's because I wanted to get my hamburger meat and some other stuff to make that barbecue meatloaf. I was going to try to get it made today, but shoot, I slept all day. And then I talked to my daughter, and we talked for a good while. She's the one that lives up there in on Lake Erie, just a few miles from Erie, Pennsylvania. She lives up there with her son and his family. Well, does it say how many people I got in here now, Roy? River. Oh, hi, River Creative. How are you doing? I didn't see you come in. Or are you just now getting here? Yeah. You doing all right? I got 8. Okay. But are you doing all right, River Creative? Uh, oh, you just come in. I scrolled up and I didn't see your name. But thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. I appreciate all of y'all. This is so much fun. I'm a people person anyway. Yeah, that's a good thing. You got YouTube. If you can't, uh, in winter, and your garden is under the snow. Oh, I could be crocheting if I could be crocheting sometimes while I'm doing this. Couldn't I hadn't crocheted in a long time. I've got to get me some thread. I thought about crocheting my each family next year uh, Afghan, and I'd have time to get to. I'd have to get six, I think, or maybe seven. I've got seven grandchildren, and but make an Afghan for each one of them. Getting something handmade that way they can, keep it the rest of their life that I made. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I'm sorry. Do you sew a lot? Oh, you crochet. Okay. Okay. I am sorry. That's the only thing I haven't got trouble with my hands. I've got arthritis in my shoulder, and uh, I've had both legs operated on, but my hands are still good. I worked all those years working, and some people that I worked with got carpal tunnel, but I never did get it. But I've got a man's hands. My daddy had big hands, and my mother had real small hands. I said the good Lord knew I was going to have to work. He gave me the hands to do it with, because I look like my daddy, and I got his hands and his feet. He had pretty feet, mine is shaped like his was, but they're all. Yeah, it is. It's good to be keep busy. It is good to keep busy. And I had to sit for so long when I broke my shoulder. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't move. Uh, and it was a long time after I had surgery. Uh, I was afraid to move it anyway. But when I got ready to go to therapy. The therapist had to call the doctor and see what limits I could. And so, uh, but before they took the screws out of my uh, shoulder, I could reach up and use that arm and get it up. And after they took it out, and arthritis got in my shoulder so bad, I can't hardly. I can still use it, but I can't get it up. And I have to get my hair fixed every week because I could fix my own hair. Uh, I just have to go get a haircut and a permanent every now and then. But I can't get my arm up there to even fix my hair. But at least my health is good. My body's give out, but my health is good. Let me see. But I appreciate all y'all very much. All you've had trouble with your hands since you was 30. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, well, I'll keep you in my prayers. I'll call you creative. That sounds more personal than River. So, well, I could tell by your one creative, you was doing something. Yeah. But I like to work with my hands. I always have. I used to do crafts. uh, 15.5 miles in a day with a 30-pound pack of. Oh my goodness. Yeah, yeah, you're in pretty good shape then, Roy. That's a blessing. Oh, hi, Deborah. I'm glad to know your name. Mine's Juliet, or you can call me Julie. I went by Julie when I was in school, and everybody that I worked with all them years, it's called me Julie. But I'm glad to meet you. That is good. 15.5 miles, and I can't hardly get to the car. I took my garbage truck comes on Wednesday, Thursday morning. So Wednesday I get my garbage, and you go about 30 or 40 feet to the end of the driveway to take my garbage down there, and I'm give out before I get back up to the house. Well, thank you, uh, Deborah. I'm glad to meet you too. But I was down for so long with my broken shoulder, and then 10 months later I broke my leg and I had to have surgery on it, and I was in the nursing home for 7 weeks taking therapy. And then when I got able, I went back to work, and I worked a year and a half, and I had to give it up. I couldn't go no further. I'd be still be working if I hadn't broke my leg. I have fell several times, even after I got home, and I have to watch. I'll stumble, my feet will get tangled up in something, I lose my balance. So I keep my cell phone with me 24 hours a day. In case anything happens, I can call and get help. I've taken 15.5 miles. Yeah, but I'm doing good, Deborah. Just I went to I have a hard time going up and down steps, and if I didn't have a railing, I couldn't get up and down them. I have been blessed with good health. If I hadn't have failed those 2 times, I would have been in good shape. And I am. I count my blessings every day, Roy, because I am able to get around. It's just not as fast anymore, and I have to watch where I step because I can lose my balance so easy. I've got a walker in the back seat of my car. If I have to go someplace and have to walk very far, I have to use it. Now, last year, always right before I retired, it's been a year and a half, my granddaughter had to have cancer surgery. They got it all, but she's doing okay. I had to go to Nashville to the hospital when she's had surgery, and I had to park a good ways from the hospital, which was good. It wasn't but far, but it was a good ways for me. And I had my walker with me, and I walked out uh, up to the hospital. And when I got upstairs, I had to walk, and I used that walker, and I couldn't have made it if I hadn't had that walker to help me. But as far as going here and going to Walmart or something, when I get to Walmart, I got a buggy to hang on to. Uh, but as far as getting out and walking any distance, I'd never make it. Now I videoed the uh, Christmas parade we had here, and it's about 40 minutes 40 minutes long. And I stood up there, but I didn't have to walk. I stood up there 40 minutes, and when I got home, that I was going to have a 40-something minute video. Now I got home, I couldn't get it all off my camera. Now last year it all come off my camera, and that video of the Christmas parade last year was long. But this one, I don't know what happened. It wouldn't pull off my camera, and I tried 2 or 3 times. I like never got what I did off of it. I can get up steps if I've got a railing. Deborah. Uh, but when I go down steps and the railing is not on my right side, I mean my left side, because I can't hold on to anything going downstairs with my right arm. I have a hard time. I have to go down sideways and hold on to the railing going down with my right arm. And I had to do that here the other week. Now I've never got down there. Yeah, that helps you, don't it, Roy? Yeah, get out in peace and quiet. I'll keep you in my prayers, Roy. That you will be able to deal with that, and I'll pray for healing for you too. Yeah, I'm used to go up and down steps. It didn't help bother me a bit. But I had arthritis in my right knee, and I had to have about 6 years ago. I had to have knee replacement, and I got where I couldn't walk, and I had to get it done. That new knees I got is the only thing that don't hurt anymore. But they had to put it when I broke my femur bone 3 years ago. They had to put a rod in that leg, and it's still in there. It's goes it from my hip down to my knee, and I can't step upstairs with that leg. It seemed like it that bone in that rod just don't want to do right. I know, I know. You blessings. I working at Walmart as a greeter. Although I had arthritis bad, I saw people come in there that was in so bad shape, and I felt so sorry for them. I have prayed for them, and sometimes they pray for me. Uh, you can always find somebody else that's in worse shape than you are. But I've always been thankful, and I've always counted my blessings every day. Now, when I broke my leg and I was in the hospital for a week, and I didn't know whether how I was going to. I was down there at the hospital praising God, and He saw me through it. He really did. I hope I don't get off. They knock me off of YouTube for saying that, but that's my that's my that's my testimony. I am. My brother died when he was 56 years old with cancer, and here I am about almost 78. That's exactly right, Deborah. That's exactly right. I'm not perfect. There's nobody perfect, but uh, there was only one perfect human being, and that was God's Son. Yes, ma'am. Exactly. I mean, yes, Roy. Exactly. Uh, I thank God, and I love gospel music better than anything. I know, Roy. I deal with feelings of hurt. If I get hurt, I get my feelings hurt. It bothers me. But I just try to push it, dust it off my shoulders, and go on. Uh, and I don't want to be mean about anything. There was one girl down there at work that always bossing everybody around and taking my job away from me, and she'd holler at me. One day I hollered back, and she didn't do that no more. I guess she thought she could boss me around, and she thought she owned Walmart, and she was a greeter too. But she's still there, and I had to retire. I I strive to uh, I strive to be a better person, a caring person. Uh, I want to be something my children and grandchildren and great grandchildren be proud of. Uh, my mom and daddy was proud of me. But I was raised in a good home. Uh, I was very fortunate to have very loving and caring parents. They was always there when I needed them. But how many have I got now? Have you, has Roy and River, Deborah? How many people I've got in here now? And how long has my hours gone to? Oh, I've got 12 watching. 12. I might stay longer. I don't want to run off and leave anybody. I want to be here to help everybody else. And if y'all see somebody you would be interested in checking out their channel, you can. And I try to help other people. Well, thank you. They must be sitting back there listening. And says 3 hours. Okay. And that one day I went 5 hours and 40 something minutes. And I think I done 4 hours or almost 4 hours that evening. So I had 9 hours watch time that day. That was 100 hours of watch time that day. I was so thankful. I know we don't bite. I will welcome you and try to hug you through the screen if I could. No, we don't bite. I'm a loving, caring person. But y'all are welcome here. If you want to just, I hope I'm not boring y'all. Uh, Sometimes I pour my heart out and I try to make everybody feel at ease and welcome. But I am thankful and blessed to have each one of y'all. And that's the way I was when I was a greeter at Walmart. I loved everybody that come in there, and I treated them like family. Uh, they told me I was the best greeter they had. We had some more that done fine, some of them didn't, but they done told me my job, and I done it. I greeted everybody that come in and told them have a good day when they left. Well, thank you, Roy. I appreciate that. I'm a Southern girl. I've lived up north several times, but my heart's always been in the South. And when we lived up north in New York City, they called me Tex up there. We was up there 4 years on account of my southern accent. And I didn't at that time I'd never been in Texas, but they called me Tex. My youngest daughter's got uh, a southern accent. My oldest one don't as much as I do, but she's living up north now, and uh, they say she's got a southern accent. I don't hear it when she talks. To me, she's more northern speaking than I am. But up there, they say she's got a southern accent. I lived up in Illinois, where we lived up there. Daddy worked up there for a while, And we come back home, and when we got down here and I got in a store with Southern speaking people, I felt so good. Because up there they didn't, they everybody's got their uh, accents in different parts of the uh, United States. And Australian people in Australia, we had a man that worked where I did when I had my job for so long, and he worked in the office, and he was an Australian, and I loved to hear him talk. Oh, it was he that the accent they got is just absolutely beautiful. But everybody's welcome here. It just I'll greet you, and I'll be nice. But I love everybody. I always have. Now, when we moved around from job to job when I was going, yeah, it is good. I never heard him speak. I don't know. He never did. I just saw him when he come into the back of the plant. But I'd love to hear him talk. As far as cussing, I don't know. Yeah, they've got a beautiful accent. There was a lady and another lady come to Tennessee from Australia, and they come here to meet one of their Facebook friends that lived here. And they come in Walmart, and I got to meet them, and I'd love to hear them talk. And when they went out, they stopped and talked to me, and she gave me a couple of their Australian money. I've got that put back. And she showed me the dollar bills, they had, and they were a lot different from ours. But that just thrilled me to death. She gave me some Australian money. I still got it, some coins, and it just they were such nice people. Uh, but they uh, but they made a trip to meet her because they was good friends, across the pond with this lady that was on Facebook, and she made me feel so good. Oh, who is she? Which channel has she got, Roy? What's her name of her channel? You read the phone book at oh my goodness. There's some beautiful accents there. I mean, yeah, the accents that got overseas. If they learn English, they keep that accent for a long, long time. And I like to hear the French talk. Uh, I get to watch all them old movies, and there'll be people from over in that area. Erica's. Let me write that down. I'll have to check her out. Oh, Little Welch Garden. Okay. Thank you for giving me that. I'll have to check her out. So my family was Welch some 5 generations, so it's close to my heart. Yeah, I can understand. Well, see, I'm uh, Irish, German, Welsh, and Scott. Well, there's a fourth. Irish, German, and I think and Scotch and Irish, German, Welsh, and Scotch. Yeah, That's my ancestries that Mama had found. Now I've done Ancestry.com, and I'm kin to Queen Elizabeth, and one line on my daddy's side, we come through Joseph and Mary, and I've got that line all the way back to Adam and Eve. I've got about 26,000 people in my tree on Ancestry.com, and I'm not near finished. I hadn't worked on it for a while, but I still got it. I need to. And I started my children's uh, father's tree, and I got stuck. I couldn't, and I hadn't got nobody to ask. I couldn't go too far with that. Parman from the Welch. Power man. Pear. Okay. They're pear farmers. Okay. That is good to know. So what do I do to prepare? I've got freeze dried food. I make my own cleaning supplies, my own washing powders. I make soap. What's a matter of fact, I've got live soap here. Somebody wanted last night to know, and I made decorative soap. Uh, but make soap. I make my own, cleaning supplies. Um, I made my own washing powders, and if you put vinegar in your rinse water, it will help too. Vinegar's good for everything. I mean, I hadn't found nothing it was good wasn't good for. Uh, I I'm debt free. I retired a year and a half ago. Am I stocking up on food and supplies? You bet you. I've got it everywhere. I've got it lined up all the way around my dining room here on bookcases. I had it in boxes, and the Ollie's over in another town had Ollie's over there, and I went over there, and they uh, had these bookcases, fold out bookcases for 19 a piece. So I bought one, and that was I got it from a cookbook, so I had them all stacked up on the counter over on the kitchen counter, and they was getting pretty high. So I had room to put some of my food, what I opened the cans, and I used uh, the cans that I ate out of it, I put them down there. But I had all this other food in boxes sitting around the dining room. It didn't look very good. So I went back over there and ate about 8 more bookcases, and took them out. And it looks better now. I'll let you see. I've got stacks of freeze dried food over there. And I've got some over here under the window. And I've got some down here under the counter. But I said I want to be prepared anything. I mean, I've got something. There you go. Now I got it flat. Uh, well, what did that? Okay. uh, yeah, I do a lot of cooking from scratch. Now I made my coconut cake with white cake mix, but I made the 7-minute icing uh, for my icing on the coconut cake. Uh, I don't. I usually just cook from scratch. I try, but I got sick back in '93, and I had to take therapy, and I had just paid out to get central heat and air put in my house, and just left me with very little money. And then I got sick. I had a pinched nerve, and uh, my chest would hurt. And come to find out, I had disc got a place in my back, and I didn't know it till I went to the chiropractor. But I had to go through therapy, and when I got through, they wanted their money, although my insurance paid uh, part of it, and I had um, paid $25 each time, but they still owed almost between $200 and $300, and they wanted their money there then. I didn't have nothing to eat for 2 weeks, and I had some popcorn. I had popcorn. I lived on popcorn for 2 weeks. I had enough gas in the van to get back and forth to work till I got paid again. But the third week, I had $10 left over after paying my bills. I kept my bills paid, and I went to the store and bought stuff to make spaghetti, a bunch of it. And I made spaghetti and put it in bowls and put it in the freezer. That way, I'd have something to eat all week. But after that little spell, I was all right. I said, I'll never be in that shape again. I'm going to have what I need. I have got a son oven, Dale, Roy, uh, that will cook it out in the sun. But if you put it out there and you want to dehydrate some food, just leave the top of it cracked a little bit and you can dehydrate your food. I've never dehydrated the food yet, but I've been cooking in it. And even in the wintertime, you can cook out there as long as that sun's shining. I've cooked several things in my sun oven. So I've got that in case anything goes down. Oh, okay. I've heard of quail, but I hadn't heard of that COTURMENEX. So I've got that freeze dried food, and unopened, it will last 25 years or more. And when you open it, it'll be good for a year, and you're gonna eat that up. And I make I've got mostly vegetables, and I've got some powdered uh, milk. I've got powdered eggs. I've never opened up because I want to save them in case I need them, because they're going to be good for it longer than I will. Let's put it that way. And I've got tomato paste and sauces and stuff like that. I have got a thing of chicken uh, uh, and pork, but I've just got 2 or 3 cans of that. I wasn't much into the meats because you can live on vegetables. Now I make vegetable soup with a tin of those vegetables, and I use a tablespoon of each one of them, and that makes a pretty good bowl. And then I put seasoning in it, and you make a meal on that. Every now and then I'll get beef stew and put in there, and that's good too. Yeah. Now you got to have water. Now we have a lot of rain here, and I thought, well, if I got me anything happen, I need to get me a Berkey water filter. Then I could catch rain and filter it, and I wouldn't have to worry about water. But I wanted. I've got everything I need right now except a gun and a way to heat my house in the wintertime because I've got electric heat. Uh, I guess I could get a kerosene heater, but it'd be if things went down, kerosene would be scarce. I wished I had a wood heater or something to heat my house with. I've always wanted to have a travel trailer and travel, and if I had one of them, I could set it out at my son's farm or my daughter's one, and get me some solar power. Solar power would be good. You don't have no window sills in your house in this house, okay? Oh, okay. So I see what you said. Okay. Well, if you've got a little small table, Deborah, you could sit that in front of the window and do it, or just yeah. You've got to have several panels. Like I said, I watch these homesteading things and travel videos, and they've got uh, solar panels, and they've got batteries. Yeah, yeah. You can grow potatoes in a plastic thing, and you don't even have to have put them in the ground. I've got patio in the back, and I've got flower pots out there, and I planted me some strawberry plants out there, but the squirrels come and dug them up. Well, I've got squirrels running around out here. Yeah, you'd need them. I've seen them have them on on those solar panels at the house. They'd have them build a rack to put them on, have them facing the sun. I didn't know how much they cost, but I'd made a whole bunch to run this house for the electric heat and air conditioner too. That's right, Roy. And I don't bend too good in it anymore either. I have a hard time picking up anything off the floor. But if you had a dozen of those big buckets, and it'd be a good thing to get you some potting soil. Uh, be nice to have a greenhouse too, and that way you could grow things longer. Who bends it well these days? I used to, when I was little, Mama said I'd sit in the middle of the floor and get my feet up to my mouth, and I can't even reach my feet anymore. When I get my toenails cut off, I have to go to the nail place and pay them to cut my toenails off, which I've got to get up there in the next week or two anyway to get it done. But my yard has got clay in it, and it don't. I've got trees, and Mama planted some irises when she sold the farm, and they're planted out here. She put them out here in front of the house, between the house and the sidewalk. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You could restaurants and that would be a good place to check and see, and that way you wouldn't have because you'd have to buy them. Uh, well, I guess you could get the garbage cans if you could get uh, garbage cans and these plastic garbage cans might do. They're not as heavy as them. I mean, not as big as them. But well, I hope you can find some, Deborah. That would be great. Because when Mama did move to town, she planted tomatoes out here in the backyard next to the house, but she did get them to grow. Sometimes there's always more ways than to skin a cat. Well, how many people I got in here now, Deborah? 'Cause I think it's about time. It's almost 12 o'clock. I've enjoyed all of y'all being in here so much. It's just a blessing. Because after I retired, I was used to being around people all the time, and this is good. I get to talk to people. Got several. Uh, well, I'm going to end this stream, and I appreciate you. I don't know what time. It's whenever I get up and I'm not sleeping. I'm going to try to. I want to do it early in the morning. Nothing in early in the morning done pretty good. So you have a good night. Thank you. You're welcome, Dale, and thank you very much. You have a good night, and bless y'all very much. Thank you. I'm going to end it now. Thank you very much. And I'm still on. It looks like I'm trying to get off of it. I didn't know how to end it. Maybe if I click on it and get it ended. Can you see me? No, that's I'm still going. I'm sorry. I'm trying to end this. I guess I can click off of it. My light's still on. It says I'm still live. Since I didn't have nothing to stop it with, now I've got to revamp this again. I'll have to go back into live streaming and end this one, I guess. Okay, it says I'm offline, but not my camera's still on. No, that didn't get it off. If y'all can, if you're still on, just talk by yourself. I'm trying to, amongst yourselves. Maybe if I get out of Facebook, YouTube altogether, it'll go off. I'm out of, I hadn't got YouTube up, but the light's still on. Yeah. Okay, there it is.